Hello everyone, hopefully you're all out there and can hear me. We'll give this a
Oh,
try as YouTube is being a bit difficult this evening. But yeah, hello and welcome back to the Dumbass Class with me, the Dyslexic Gamer, as we carry on with our Rogue Trader game. So in the last episode, our group finished off sweeping up the ashes of the old man they burnt, and then they spent a week ish. Actually, I think it was 5 days. Working on their inbred camp, and they decided to take some of the inbreds on a little trip. They went and set up a logging camp to provide a trade point and resources. Encountered some fetits, and then they headed off to the Sky Tower. Upon getting there, they traded off the raw. No, sorry, they traded off the refined metals, and they were duly rewarded. They got some cool stuff. They set up a sort of trade line. It will be a little bit slow, but it is technically a trade route between Izmir and the Sky Tower.
I mean, at the moment, we're basically the only person with a working vehicle that we're aware of.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, the Sky Tower do have vehicles for the defense. For they have some technology left, but most of it was kind of used up in a pretty wasted battle. But yeah, basically technology. Yours is the only vehicle that's actually moving around like randomly, go to different places. Everyone else seems to just save them up for war. So yeah, as you're still currently at the Sky Tower, you've done your trading and or some of your trading and your deliveries. You can, if you want, in fact, you probably will, stay here for one night and then move on in the morning. What is it that you guys would like to do in either the Sky Tower or the rest of the world?
Right. Is there anything you guys want to get a hold of in the Sky Tower? Because we still do have a considerable sum of Le Capital to spend if you want stuff. Mark.
I mean,
York.
goddamn this dog. I mean, sorry. Uh, Jesus fucking Christ. Hold on.
Don't worry, it's just a way to kick a dog.
I mean, just put the dog in my box. Mr. Stewart. Anyway, does this guy don't have nades?
What?
They do not have any explosives for sale at this time. If you had a good reason to request explosives off them, they might be willing to trade. But just as, have they got any nades for sale? No.
My reason is
high explosive.
My reasoning is I want to buy high explosives so I am able to help me a second. For cleaning out the outposts. Maybe some bug pesticides.
Yeah, they're not gonna part with their explosives for reasons like that. If you're like, oh, we want to attack the enemy and blow up the enemy's dam, we need explosives to. They might be like, oh, okay, but just for you to clear out, yeah, it's too valuable for that. Or technically, you don't have anything worth trading like that. They won't accept money for that. They might accept something else for like a perpetual motion machine. They might give you all the explosives you want.
They accept IOU.
No, sadly not.
I owe you one for motion machine.
Do they accept blessings of the Omnisire?
No, not really. They just about believe in the God Emperor. They're a bit flakier on everything else. Plus, they've been under the spiritual guidance of the ecclesiarchy and the sisters alone. So,
What are the other quests we have to do in the Sky Tower? Let me just double check.
Fixing the armor, fixing the machine, rerouting power. And I guess we're almost done then. I'm working with memory here.
I vaguely remember we had to go someplace.
I mean, we have here and
Me
here.
too, but I don't have my notes. So
the so when it comes down to the ecclesiarchy, none of their quests are immediate. Have to be done ASAP. You can take your time with them. So you have done the
Resources.
Yeah. So you've done supplyment, supplies, and manpower. Well, technically, you haven't done the manpower bit yet, but that's just all comes down with the resources.
Yeah.
So you've still got technically to pick a side. The power drain. So they either need to turn off their shields, or they need some way to increase their power supply. Essentially, archaeotech. You've done the supply one. They've got lost honor. So you need to go find some relics of the Sisters of Battle, and then rewards come through. Slow moving armor. The Battle Sisters need their armor repaired and charged and maintained, basically. Repaired and maintained. And then fix up. Jack needs archaeotech parts to fix the Sky Tower's components.
Okay.
And when it comes down to components, I believe that's where we go over to the... I've got it somewhere. I've got it somewhere. That's Mechanicus. Is it under player stuff? It might be under player stuff. Player stuff. Aha! Material cost. So you are going for is it exotic components? Thought there was an archaeotech one, but yeah, apparently it's exotic components. So I might actually put another modifier on there because because I'll probably tell you that they are archaeotech components rather than just exotic. But yeah, so they need you to go to archaeotech facilities and nick stuff for them.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to Izmir, because you've all got your own personal quests and things that you want to do and increase and improve. When it comes to the Adeptus Mechanicus, you've got the green circle where you need to find out where one of the Magos went. You've got the Tau crashed ship where you get Tau components from. And you also get basic servitor components from this area as well. But then you do have the other faction that you can run into. The white circle is the battlefield scavenging site where you can acquire Battlefield scavenge.
Like a perpetual motion engine.
Yeah, all sorts of stuff. The villages technically don't have much use. It's more areas that you can go and scavenge. Maybe you'll find something archaeotech. Maybe you'll find something of use.
Mm-hmm.
They're not guaranteed to be places that you could set up trading points or resource points, but
they wanted to find out what happened to them as well.
Yeah, it's more intel and possibly something to scavenge, possibly something to find.
Is Lost Village 2? Is this the one that like is in the rough area of where the smith and the miner came from in Izmir?
Yeah.
That might not be a bad shout to go check that one out. And going here, Lost Village 3, going out here and checking out what's happened. If it's somewhere we can like set up even for like a couple of days, we could go across over to investigate this area from here. It'll probably like bypass whatever we know there's something in this area because we almost had a certain type of encounter here. So taking the long way around, we might meet them along this path here. We can check out Lost Village 3, see what the story is, head over to here, and then back in, however, which way. Or just follow, retrace our steps.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Okay.
We do need to explore these. We do need to explore those locations anyway. So
yeah. Okay. So, what do you say? 2, 3, or different location?
I vote 3, and then we go down to the circle.
3 is the place with the blacksmiths, right?
2.
I vote 2.
Well, no, so they're from that region. They might not have been from that
might not be from that
village.
Yeah, there could be other places around there. So,
I'm aware.
We can check in and Village 1 at the same time, so it is kind of cool. But I kind of want to go to Village 3 myself. Not gonna lie.
Then let's go to Village 3.
Village 3.
Okay, so let me just edit this. So is that violet purplish square? Is that a day's travel? So it's going to take you 2 days.
So that would be that would be our rest spot for that place, or en route to there.
Cool. So
and similar to Lost Village or from the Ploying Tree back to Izmir, we can push it an extra day or push an extra square. I think.
So then, as you rest up in the local pub, you're able to have a few drinks, a hot meal. Perhaps Heinrich, you do. Oh, hang on a minute. You have a couple of extra people with you. I forgot about them.
We do.
Do you want to take the milkmaid and the baker on your journey?
No, that's a good point. We should probably actually, can we stock up on a couple of like extra days worth of supplies and maybe drop them back off at the best place is to bring them back to fucking Izmir though, or we could leave them here for now and get them on the way back.
I'd say we leave them here and then we come back to get them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rather than doing a complete round trip, unless we go all the way back to Izmir, and then go down and check out the crash site for shits and giggles.
Sorry, guys. One back. I have a small emergency. I'll be right back.
Not a problem.
No.
Oh, hello.
Damn you, small emergencies. Damn you.
My dog just stretched and gave a big yawn behind me. I don't know if my mic picked it up.
I don't think it did, sadly.
Okay, fair enough.
So, if you want to leave them, the bartender will tell you that it will be 10 thrones each, as they'll need bed, board, food.
They're locals here, though, aren't they?
He smiles and shrugs. He's like, well, you know.
Are you charging them for them to stay at their own homes? I say this with a big smile on my face. I like the entrepreneurism.
They've decided to leave. You know, they've decided
immediately
the
bought up
family
the fucking property.
the family have prepared. You know, okay, right. Well, this is how much food we now have. This is our expense. Oh, you've got to stay. Oh, a burden on the family. He says a burden on the family.
I'm happy enough to pay it. So like, well, I'll pay for like.
So that's 20 thrones, and they'll be here in the pub, ready for you to pick up.
That's what, 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, 4. It's a 4-day travel there and back, and that's not including us like investigating the lost village. So like, I'll
2.5 thrones a day. You know.
Oh, 2.5 thrones a day. Oh yeah, fuck, that's fine.
That's pretty much how it works out as, isn't it? 4 days.
Fair enough. Yeah.
10 thrones a person. He smiles as he takes the money. He's like, I gave you the local price.
I'm sure you did. Big smile. So what, 20 thrones?
No,
Sorry,
yes.
back.
Yeah, 20 thrones in
ask-
total.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
The people that we hired do they have homes here?
We just talked about this.
Hold on. If they have homes here, can some of us crash at their houses?
They decided to move out, and the fucking bartender immediately bought the property, Jim.
Ah.
No, you've been. Heinrich has negotiated terms where the 2 individuals are going to stay at the tavern, and the barkeep is very generously only charging you 2.5 thrones a person per day. He happily takes the 20 thrones off of Heinrich.
Oh god almighty.
Gotcha.
You would note that so far you haven't paid a single day for yourselves to rest up.
No,
and
we haven't paid a fucking penny. So I'm happy. And like I said, I'm more than happy enough to fucking pay it. It's 10 thrones out of 414, or sorry, 20 thrones out of 414. We're good. That's literally just like I've turned around and said, take it out of our bill with the fucking blacksmith.
Let me just see. So I remember writing something down about the each village. I don't know where it is.
Let me see. I think I have it in party goals. Fishing village 3 is fishing, trading, and port, apparently.
Yeah, I remember. Oh, there it is. Lost Villages.
We still have 14
gotcha.
lasguns.
Understood. Right. Okay. So. This is a little bit of an odd one, as far as I can remember, because I didn't do that much. Ooh, don't do that. Right. So then. The group bids goodbye to their new hirelings who they are leaving at the tavern, and the barkeep smiling as he waves you all goodbye. You spend the day traveling and get to your rest stop. Along this way, it's pretty much open fields, very flat lands, like perfect agricultural lands. Everything is lush and fertile, but again, there's no overt hills to be climbed or mountains to negotiate. It's just quite pleasant, and you do see a number of herd beasts that are feeding in the plains, as well as another type of herd beast, a type I don't believe you've seen yet, but it is a herbivore. Is this the one? That is the one. No, don't pick up the Sunakun. You won't like it. Oh god, it's going to take me a moment to bring the creature into view. So it is. I believe it's an enormous creature. I can't quite remember. Oh, come on, load up you. There we go. What was the size? Oh no, it's hulking. Is it meant to be hulking? Well, I may have made a mistake here. Where's... No, because hulking's the size of a space marine. It's enormous. So this thing is the size of a sentinel, I believe.
Jesus Christ!
Well, it's enormous. Isn't that about the size of a sentinel?
Yeah, it is. I mean, yeah, Space Marines are hulking, but they count as average, basically. But yeah, they are. Yeah, a sentinel is about enormous. Yeah, but
yeah,
still,
so
that's fucking enormous.
there is a like as you're going along the plains, you start out by seeing herd beasts, but the normal variety that you've met. But as you get further in, as the plains become lusher, greener, there's far more bushes and variants of shrubbery. You begin seeing these enormous herd beasts standing massively above. They're probably not as tall as a sentinel, but they are longer and wider. So if you take out some of their height and just spread it across their body, they are enormous. Can't quite tell if they'll be good eating. They'll be difficult prey to take down, but you could surely attempt it. But you don't see many villages. You don't see any sign of any like cattle pasture lands or fences or anything like that. This seems to be like untouched. But then, as you know, this land is meant to be a wild reserve, is meant to be a place for hunting and so on. Perhaps it makes sense that these lands would be left, nice and fertile, pillaged by the Adeptus Mechanicus, or by an agri cult. Sorry, I'm getting flies, or mosquitoes. But yeah, there's no direct hostility directed at you for this first day of travel, unless you wanted to do some hunting along the way. Then I'm sure you can find some hostility. No, it sounds like the group just want to make camp and fair enough.
I do want to observe. Sorry, I kind of got a fucking message string there for a second. I'm happy enough to make camp for now. I'll keep an eye on the larger herd of beasts. I'll make note of this because this could be But you said it could be good Edens or not? Might not be good Edens.
Yeah, you don't know. You don't know. You'll
will
have
not
to.
spoil it.
You'll have to hunt one to find out. Muttermouth and like Thomas is probably just as interested in the creature as you all are. Muttermouth is more like shocked. He's more like, holy fuck, what if I have to fight that thing? You know, will a grenade to the face kill it or not?
Fair.
For some reason, the degenerate in me thought about that meme of the guy that first milked a cow.
God damn it.
I don't know why.
Yo, Billy, what the hell are you doing to that cow? Milking it?
But the two Izmirians who are sat on your roof as usual are terrified. They are hugging on to each other. You know, the top of your car is just covered in filth.
I'd be more surprised if they weren't scared, and I would try to slightly chastise them, not to dirty the top of the car too much.
Oh, right.
They don't really know what you're saying, and if Mouth translates, they're just they're coming down off the roof of a vehicle and just like, well, you can always sit up there if you like.
Unga bunga.
There.
Chimichanga.
So yeah, you guys you set up camp. You have a watch going over the evening. Or you arrange a watch for over the evening. Let's see, so I think I was meant to do that from there. And is that I didn't really think you'd stop quite in there. No, I think it's a little bit further. Okay. So there, as darkness sets, there would be a glow on the horizon, or at the very edge of your visual viewing capability. There would be a glow in the skyline from this side.
Is it an identifiable glow?
It is an unnatural glow that should not appear in nature.
Is it a...
I'm asking this like... sorry, go ahead first, Getty.
I was going to say, is it a civilization glow like we would have seen from the Sky Tower, or is it a industrial
it's larger.
glow?
It's much larger. Then, like we're talking, as you look in that direction, most of your view, you can see a glow across the sky. It's weaker at the edges. Certainly weaker at the edges, and it gets more glowy towards the middle.
Oh my god, it's the CIA.
Is that
for Heinrich? It's possible it's civilization. It's possible it's the glow of industry. For Cray, it's the glow of industry. It's the lights of civilization.
Imagine the possibilities. What it could be. Just fucking Cray turns around and goes, "It is. It's gone." I wanted to ponder.
There is no if buts or maybes. That's an unnatural glow that doesn't appear in nature.
Fair enough. You want to go say, Jim?
No. This kind of clarified all that I could ask. I was going to ask if it was, if we could identify as civilization as an engine glow or something along those lines, but
We had the.
We're
had the same idea.
talking we're talking city sized.
Yeah.
If it's in your total peripheral vision on the horizon, and you're only seeing a glow in the sky, it's a fucking long way away because you're only seeing the glow in the sky. But it's light pollution that you're seeing.
yeah.
What was our other bits of intel about this south? It was like one of the. It was a settlement of the road trader.
No, so down south from the what the Fetids have told you, although they have never been that far, like Thomas and Muttermouth are quite possibly the Fetids that have gone the furthest south willingly. Well, no, they're kind of on the edge of the battlefield.
I thought you were going to say they're not that willing.
Neither would the other Fetids. In this region was the original. I'm going to say a hive city, but we're talking the very start of a highly in residentially and industrially packed spaceport living accommodation. It had everything because the world was a hunting planet. They wanted more small hunting sites, small research sites, and places where the prey could be manufactured and released from. That the main city, starport, it was all rolled into one. So the Fetids knew that as the place where they weren't meant to go. That's where the humans there were not particularly nice. The humans that freed the Fetids and took up residence in the northern defensive fortress. They never told the humans down south how to protect themselves when the shields were turned on. So when the shield was activated, which is a haywire shield, which was used to defeat the Men of Iron or prevent them from landing, it was powered from energy sucked from the warp. But the shield itself does not have a void shield. Not a void shield. A void shield. No.
Yeah, it would be a void shield. Void shield is.
No, what's the thing you go into the warp with? It's not the void shield. It's
Gellerfield.
The Gellerfield. So there's no Gellerfield surrounding, or there wasn't a Gellerfield surrounding the planet. So all this warp energy ended up spewing onto the planet. The Fetids and the humans' fortress in the north, they converted their void shields into Geller shields, which protected them from the attack or anything, or the warp energy. The city in the south didn't know about this, so they had to convert their shields into Geller shields amidst being pummeled with warp energy. You then move on a few dozen generations, however long it was, and the next time the Fetids saw the people from down south was when they did battle with them, and all their machinery was kind of fucked up and in their words, twisted. nothing was symmetrical. Everything was twisted and strange looking.
Okay.
However, you, since being on the world, you haven't noticed, and your psyker didn't notice huge warp manifestations on the planet, and her psychic ability to sense the outer Imperium, the sorry, I'm remembering from a long time ago.
Yeah, it has been.
So she could no longer hear the choir, and she was the telepath, an astropath, so she was meant to always hear the choir. On this world, she couldn't. She could only like occasionally hear whispers making it through. So clearly the shield that protected the world was altered and changed to where now, you know, you don't have warp energy spewing forth.
Okay.
But yes, so that tangent aside, there is technology down there. You do well. Actually, I suppose two of you can remind Cooney why you're not heading over there, and Muttermouth and Thomas can inform her of the story of the Fettit's 3 travesties, 2 travesties, or 3 disasters, or whatever it was.
I think it was the 3 disasters.
I think it was.
That's a huge. Look at the size of this thing. It's the size of a fucking town.
It is on this map. You'll be saddened when you see it on other maps.
I know people can't really see Coney's face, which is giving them the blank stare, like, huh?
It's just staring at it. It literally is just staring at the mask, and after you take it off, it's just the exact same face. It's like, how the fuck?
You remove the mask, there's a tiny mask.
He truly is a commie. He's even a... bollocks, I had the name of them. But now I can't remember. The Babushka dolls. The ones you take apart, and there's another one inside, Just take one mask off, there's another mask, there's another...
The Matroska doll. I think it's in Russian, I think it's Matroska doll.
You commie bastard. So, in the morning... In the morning, the lights have died down. No attack in the evening, and you set off for the Lost Village 3. So, as you drive closer and closer, Cray's map is currently doing mumbo jumbo to where it fills in his internal map, and he can let you know, oh yeah, there's coastlines over there, there's this over here. We've adding to his map of the world. You get closer and closer to the coast, and the smell of the sea air and the change in the flora and fauna, the lush greenery kind of dies down, and you get to an area where you can actually see more sand dunes, as well as the ocean that stretches out. As you come to a rise, you actually look down and you can see the complete and utter ruins of a small settlement. There is a jetty that goes out and along the sea edge, or the edge of the sea. But you're more taken aback by the small island just across the coastline, which is fully inhabited, or has dwellings built upon it. As you look over, it genuinely looks like this medium-sized island has been completely worked upon. There are houses dwellings all the way over. But as you look and wait and stare, you don't see any movement. And as you tell the servitors to turn off, so they stop going. You don't hear the sounds of any industry or workings.
Huh.
Oh. I guess to Cooney that this planet keeps getting stranger and stranger.
Yes. Okay. Who has the binoculars again? Pretty.
I know who has them.
I'm pretty sure it's me. Hold on.
It is you.
I was gonna say. I know I fixed up my character sheet, but I didn't find any binoculars on it because I only think I borrowed them last time.
I have binoculars with me.
Scout.
I'll look through them and then over.
Be
Can I do awareness check?
If anyone watching this ever wonders, like, why is it that Jim always never knows what's on his character sheet? It's not well laid out.
It's not that, buddy. It's mostly because we had a tiny bit of a hiatus that lasted for longer than I wished. I hope the hiatus wouldn't be that bad, but
that was partly my fault. Don't forget.
So when you're looking out, Cooney, you can only see snippets where the buildings kind of block your view. But you take a moment and you look over the closest, towards the shoreline. Then you look across the not narrow sea. Well, I suppose it is a narrow stretch of sea. To the I should actually change it to small medium-sized island. As you look across, you can see that the place has been gutted. Like, it looks as if something stormed through here and did this damage a long time ago. But you do see some buildings that are still intact on the other side, on the island, whereas most of the buildings on the shoreline that you're stood on, most of the buildings have been destroyed and are in almost ruin. Just a few walls here and there still standing. But again, you do not see any signs of any life.
I'll relay all of this to Body, and I'll also give the binoculars so everyone to look through too. But how far away did you say that the island was?
It's about a mile, so about 1.4 kilometers, I think is 1.6. Okay.
I mean, it's not that far away.
No, it's not that far. Well, 1.6 kilometers? You could snipe that.
Yeah.
It's extreme
Technically, I
range,
can.
but who cares?
Technically, I don't care for the extreme range because I have the talent. I don't have the I don't have the thing for the weapon, but I do have the talent.
Fair enough.
I mean, the thing is, we could tactically swim that distance.
Oh yeah, the bridge is gone, isn't it?
So technically, I do have a map for this, but it's very difficult. It's very difficult to create on a map what I'm trying to portray.
That's fair.
So this may just be a one for the imagination.
No, that's 100%. No, don't worry.
That's it.
But if there comes a time when we need a map so everyone knows where they're located, and then I do have something to whip out.
So yeah, no, I'm happy enough to approach slowly, and if as long as we keep on the move. Sorry, you did mention the sounds of industry there. Is that just because we're getting closer to the city,
No,
or
there's
was the sound of
no
industry
sounds.
nearby? Oh,
There's no
Sorry,
sounds. Yeah.
I must have misheard that. Sorry, though.
Yeah, there's no sounds of like anyone like trying to break shellfish open or moving. You don't hear any stones rustling except from when the waves come in. There's no sounds of anyone trying to live here.
All right.
So as you move closer, I'm guessing you're going to leave the Izmirians with the car, or are you taking them with you?
Probably a better
No,
idea to leave them.
probably for the
No?
best to leave them at the car.
Sure. So they're going to stay with the car, but Thomas and Muttermouth will come with. As you move on down, you get to like the first few houses or ruins, and you all take up your positions on the first couple of houses, spreading yourselves out. You wait for a moment, and again you can hear the waves coming in. You can hear stones moving in the surf, but you don't hear any other sounds. As you kind of break off and go out through the back alleys of the houses, you can see where walls have just been destroyed, and it looks as if it's been artillery. In some cases, like you can see where one house is just flat, there's nothing left of it, and the walls on the other houses closest to it have also been wiped out, leaving the walls furthest away from the house still standing, to where you're like, okay, this looks like a normal street. You cut down the alley and you look in, and it's just, oh, holy fuck. Right, okay, keep moving. Almost everything has been destroyed, damaged, or left open to the elements for so long that it's hardly recognizable. There are cases where you look in and you can see what looks like a four-poster bed that's fallen down from some upper floor, but as you go over and you can see the rot in it, and the fact that a few more microbes of dust fall on this thing and it falls to pieces.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
It looks as if it's been out in the weather, in the elements, for at least 100 years, if not longer. When I say these are ruins, everything seems to be just mouldering, rotting, and gone. Oh, I mean it this time. But as you get closer to the sea line, there are some things that are still standing. It seems as if the closer to the water you got, the less damage that was done. As you come out onto the sea line, you can look back and you can see that the front row of houses seems to be almost intact. Fully intact, but as you go in to check if there's anything to be looted, you can tell that someone lived in here at one point. There's an area where a fire was. There's scattered belongings to a degree, but mainly it's like rotting hides and leathers and so on.
Is that more recent than the rest of the place?
Yes. Yes, much more recent. But old.
Still old.
Still old. You can see thick layers of dust that cover the floor and all the possessions, even the fire. It looks like someone tried to live here at one point, but something happened. As you check the other buildings, it's very much very similar. So it may not have been just one or two survivors or like mutants hiding from it. It looks like a community tried to rebuild here. In the 5-ish buildings that are still standing and semi intact. And as you look around, on the coastline, you can see that there are 2 boats. One of them is more of a canoe, whereas the other one is more of a I still want to say small, but technically it's not small. It's like a 6-man lifeboat, a wooden. Well, would it be wooden? No, it'd be like a fiberglass design, whereas the smaller one would be like a 4-man canoe of wood. And you can see where there were areas where it looks like someone was set up to do fishing, like that. You can see where nets had been left out, and they're still very old, but they're not completely rotten through. Whereas everything else seems to be very much, rotten and fucked. Anything that was left out.
So, I'm sorry, the island is just ahead of us as well, or
yes.
Sorry, no, yeah.
So if you were to get into the ocean, and swim directly in front of you, 1.6 kilometers, 1 mile, you're on the other side.
And sorry, there was stuff built on the island. Is that right? Or is it just completely worked down in...
No.
Like,
the island has houses built all the way along. My best description of it would be in certain parts of the Mediterranean, in Greece, for a fact, you can see where there's an island. It would only take maybe like 4 hours to walk around the circumference of it. They're small islands, but they've been built up either for fishing or for leisure or because it's a beauty spot. And the whole coast has just got houses built all the way along it. That's what you're looking at now. And a lot of the houses on that side seem to be far more intact. There's still some, particularly the ones that Cooney points out, where you can see it looks like a mortar hit and took out part of the roof and the walls, but it's nothing like what you've walked through.
Okay.
Can I do another awareness check now that we're closer?
Sure.
I believe that's a nope. But you know what? I'm gonna use my fate point. Because why not?
No.
See, that's better.
So Cooney, now that you're closer and on the shoreline,
So Cooney,
you look out, and again you don't see any, like, you can see signs of battle. You can see areas where a long time ago a bullet or a round hit a wall, and you can see the damage that was left behind after all the weathering and everything else has gone on. But yeah, you don't see any signs of recent combat. I'm just seeing if there's another skill or that you could roll. I don't think there really is. So no, as you look around the outside, you can't see any movement or any signs of any living things.
understandable.
That's what we could do. Search rolls.
I can do the search roll.
I can do that.
Everyone.
Am I good at it? No, but can I do it? Yeah.
You'll get some assistance.
I will yell. Hang on. Oh, never mind. This is not a shit. I will yell at Ray to do better.
I don't think you could yell enough to make me do anything better.
I just see you blade in the dirt. It's just shit. Cooney gets distracted making a fucking sandcastle.
I'm too distracted looking through the binocular. Like,
holy shit! I got depth perception again.
That's mean.
You are the one that played the fish.
I'm not a bloody fish.
This Albie's asking you to roll in his stead, and he gets a +10 because I'm yelling at him.
I am just about to.
Also, Albie, you're the cogitator, not the wrong chat.
Actually, we all were.
Yes, we all were in the cogitator because we looked at the cat video. Yep. Oh my god!
Let's go back to looking at sadness on a roof.
Oh no!
So as you
good to know.
See that there's no enemies. They're about to spring. You set about looking to see what you can find in the area. So you found 2 boats, or no, technically 2 boats, 2 rowboats. Let's put them in that category.
Okay.
And you also find some oars. 4 of them are fiberglass. 2 of them are wood and look like they're about to fall apart. You don't really find anything else other than what I have mentioned before, i.e. the fishing nets. But see, I think perhaps, but wouldn't that be more of a wood? I'm going to throw Heinrich a bone. I probably should throw it to Muttermouth or Thomas, but I'll throw it to Heinrich. You don't find anything of value, but you do come to a point where you're kind of in between one of the houses, or you're out front of the houses looking at a side alley, and along the side of the wall, there's only really 2 fingers that are still really easy to see, but it looks as if a long time ago someone's hand was bloodied and was placed up against a wall, and then it's smeared along. So you can see 2 fingers, the little finger and the ring finger, are clearly visible. The rest is just a smudge. It's also like ironed, oxidized, not really like clearly visible, but you can just make it out.
The stain of the blood left on the wood.
Yeah.
Or the wall. Yeah.
And as you look down, you can kind of make out where there are other stains across the wall. Only very faint ones, but you can kind of just make them out. Something happened here. As for what exactly, you can only guess. You have some oars, so if you'd like to canoe your ass across to the other side, you can.
Sorry, just the way you brought up this blood smear kind of intrigued me.
By all means.
Like, yeah, can I locate the point of origin of it and then follow it to where it would have ended and see what's remains of the thing that left it here, whether it be mutant or mutant inbred or just human or
You. Is there an investigation? I want an investigation roll, but I don't think there actually is an investigation.
I can interrogate it.
Yeah,
No, actually, I don't have that.
doesn't really.
There is inquiry.
Inquiry. That will, I guess, inquiry will do. We'll have
But
to
inquiry's
use
fellowship.
You could probably change inquiry to instead of being fellowship or something
no.
else.
You can only do that for like 2. No, actually, I think it's 1. There's 1 that you can, which is, I believe, intimidate. You can do with strength, intelligence, and
scrutiny. That would be so. Inquiry is like getting information out of someone without like torture.
Oh yeah. So yeah, scrutiny. I could see scrutiny working for
okay.
For this.
Okay. Any pluses or negatives?
I'll give you a +10 because you're taking your time.
Fuck. Fuck it. I will use one of my rerolls on that. May as well. Please, Nuffle. Please.
Great, quickly, give me your me your wrench.
I trip over something and I pick myself up, but rather than get distracted finding what I tripped over, I just went, no, look at the wall, follow the blood.
So, Heinrich, from as you kind of, again, there's not much to go on, but as you kind of put your hand against the wall, you kind of almost reenact, like, well, how to get my hand to there, how would it... And then it kind of clicks together that when you put your hand on the wall, it means that you were facing, or this person was facing the wall. And then you see the blood trail sliding down and the flecks on the... It slowly comes to you. Oh. Their throat was slit here, and the splat on the walls is the... So you look around and there are no bones. There's no remainders of this person in this alleyway. It looks as if you were in the position or at the site of their death.
And that would have been like a close proximity kill. It would have been like a...
Yeah, it looks very much like someone was wounded. They were then captured, perhaps. Or maybe they were just leaning up to catch their breath, and then someone came up behind them and slit their throat. But the way that the flecks are on the wall and still on the wall makes you, or at least it's stained the wall, so it's been on there for long enough, makes you think that, yeah, this was probably they slit their throat coming up behind them.
Okay. Oh, hello. Right. Okay. I'll. It sounds to me like it's kind of obvious something that it's happened here, but basically like a purge went on here. So I'll go back to the group and I'll just let them know that saw some blood and shit in the alleyway and yada yada yada. But we also found these oars. Look. Stop playing with those binoculars, Queenie.
So I also completely. So the it is getting late.
Yes,
it is getting late in the day, so you may have to make camp here and return. Go on your adventure in the morrow.
Not too confident. Sleeping here is going to be nice, but hey.
Yeah.
So do you set up your usual camping arrangement? A nice campfire, hot food to the best of your abilities, so on and so forth.
How long do we have until nightfall?
You've probably got like half an hour or so before it's like twilight, and then maybe another 45 minutes. enough time to set up a camp, or you could sleep in one of the buildings. You can sleep in your vehicle, but the buildings are probably the better option for space at the very least. Or you can technically sleep under the sky, because it's not. The climate is very temperate. It's not exactly cold or freezing in the evenings. It might get a bit chilly.
Okay. Sorry, Jim, you're about to say something. I cut you off there. Sorry.
No. I was just thinking. Is there any building that has a second floor that is still good enough? I don't think we should have a nice fire out tonight. I think we should just eat, cold rations, just to be safe because of the blood thingy that you just mentioned. And I don't think sleeping out in the open is a good idea. I don't know if the party would have told me at this point already about the flying birds, but
the bloodstains are old. We're talking like maybe 5 years. None of this is recent.
Yeah. But what about that camp? The camp itself is there. What? If the rest of the stuff was about 5 years, that camp is less than a year.
No. The camp where you went in and there was a fireplace inside, like there was a fire built inside and stuff. That's about 5 years.
Oh, that's about 5 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so the blood staining on the walls, you imagine, is around the same time, because how long is blood going to stay on the wall for? And it's staining, so yeah, this is all we're kind of talking within sort of 5 years, give or take a year or so, I guess.
Right. We're able to get the vehicle down here, aren't we?
Yes.
Okay. I think we use the vehicle as a bit of like an extra protection against like anything trying to enter the campsite we make at one of the buildings, and we just fortify one of the less destroyed buildings closer to the coast.
Yeah, there are no 2-story buildings left, Jim. But you can that still have roofs. Like you might see a building that has 3 walls of a 2-story or 3-story building, but the floors have all been blown out. The roof's gone. The buildings at the front on the coastline that are still standing and mostly intact are all 1-story, single story.
Gotcha. I think we should find a building that's hunker down in a building and just have I forget how to say it, but right etiquette is that's not the word. Just be careful with not to not give out that there's people living, not living but staying here.
Yeah.
Because,
so there's no fire tonight. You hunker down in one of the buildings as quickly as you can.
Here's a dead cocoon to keep you warm. It's a hot water bottle if you fill it up with boiling water.
Because you don't mind the smell. So you quickly get into a building, hand out the rations as the sun's setting, the dying light. You set yourselves up and create a guard routine, route, whatever.
Patrol.
But no, it's not patrol. It's the
watch.
No, it's the never mind. Rotation. There you go. Thank you. The guard rotation. And you go off to sleep. Everyone's watch goes quietly. It does not seem as if anything attacks you in the night, as you all wake up in the morning, and the last sentry tells you that there was nothing that happened. Oh no! Oh God!
We're good. We Gucci.
Roll 20 when you just see everyone disappear. It's like,
oh no!
Also,
Something did happen.
I can confirm tags work. Tags work. Nintendo has added us many more.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, buddy.
Dude, without even posting in the usual chat, we've had more views this stream than usual. That's because of two new tags, 2 new ones.
When the Rogue Trader game comes out as well, that's just another one added to it.
Well, yeah, this is also what I'm, and that's in 2 days. In 2 days that comes out.
Jesus Christ!
I know, I can't wait.
Wait, for real?
Yeah. Comes out Thursday.
It's 6-player co-op.
Apparently. I had no fucking idea.
Yeah, I've been. Well, also because the sales were on, I went through my wish list, and I was like, oh.
Why is this game not even added to my wish list? What?
Because you thought it was there when you looked at the thousands of games on your wish list.
I don't have 1,000 games on my wish list anymore. I only have 876. Excuse you.
The people judge him poorly.
Judge
me all you want.
I will admit, I've got 40. I think I've got 44 games on my wish list. Most of them, I'm like, when did I add? Was I drunk? I must have been drunk.
Dude,
that explains all the pornography games.
No. Normally when I see a game, I buy it. I'm just like, buy. Yes, buy.
I mean, I don't do that because if I did that, I wouldn't have like 1,091 games. That had
holy
like
shit,
3,000 games.
Fucking hell. But yes, to get back to this Rogue Trader game, you wake up, you remove an extra day of rations, and you decide whether you want to take the canoe or the much larger rowboat. If you take the canoe, it's just the players. Well, actually, technically, I suppose you could take the players the players and either Mutterback or Thomas, or you can take the rowboat and you can take everyone.
Anyone sings "Row, row your boat," I'll shoot you.
The rows on the boat go round and...
The oars on the boat go round and round. That was so close to working.
Where's my gun?
The gun that doesn't need fucking ammo.
That one.
There we go.
So it seems as if we're taking the rowboat, not the canoe.
Take the rowboat. We slept through the night, so we can take the rowboat across with ourselves. And did we take Muttermouth and Thomas, or Muttermouth or Thomas?
Decisions. So you let the inbreds know to hold down the fort, to look after the car, and so on and so forth. Tell them they'll be rewarded or some shit, and they're very excited. You get into your
walk. If you look after the car.
You get into your rowboat, and you set off. Only takes you about, I want to say 15 to 20 minutes, maybe half an hour.
Do you roll that much? No, man.
Well, you are fighting a current. You are on the ocean rowing. It's not, and again, it's not a competition rowing boat where it's all like, aerodynamic. It's a rowboat. It's not the quickest form of...
I mean,
for 1.6 kilometers, I'm thinking if you're rowing at a decent speed, you're still not going to be getting much more than like 2 knots, 3 knots going against the current, you know. Yeah, but that wouldn't be moving a... That's kph. You wouldn't be... You're not... Yeah, you're not fighting the resistance of the water on a big rowboat. Like, we're not... I suppose it is fiberglass. I did say it was fiberglass, so it wouldn't be as heavy. This is true. I've been in a rowboat, and it's not that quick.
I mean, I know it's not that quick, but that's a bunch of people rowing, and it's not that far, man.
Yeah, but again, none of you are sailors, so you're not exactly. Oh yeah, guys, row.
A different type of sea, but I'm still a sailor.
We're all sailors.
You know, you're not. It's not exactly like you're practiced in this. Yeah, I know you row. Well, I didn't realize you were doing it every Saturday and Sunday. I thought you were doing it one day a week. But I know you row, Albie. But you're also on, as far as I was aware, you're on You're on a team, which is on a. I want to say aerodynamic, but it's not aerodynamic. It's water dynamic. It's, you know, a sleek hydrodynamic. It's a sleek hull that's been designed to move quickly with oars that are spaced out in a position that, you know, it's very different to being in a rowboat when you're rowing. You know, someone Google the average time to row 1.6 kilometers.
So people trying to go to like 2,000 meters as fast as they can.
I know swimming
is like 5 minutes.
No. Swimming from the Isle of Wight. No, swimming from the Isle of Wight to the mainland, which is about 2 miles, takes about 3 hours because you're fighting the currents, and is it 3 hours? Yeah, it's like 3 hours. And like, a professional swimmer can probably do it in a lot less.
I mean, but apparently.
Okay, there you go. 30 to 45 minutes in a whaler sloop. How about that? That's about the time you said.
Yeah, so so it's about what I said, which was about 20 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking here. For most people, 1,000 meters row takes less than 4 to 5 minutes.
No. Is that rowing a boat, Jim, or is that on a rowing machine?
Yeah, on the rowing machine.
Because they're very different.
Perfect. Yeah, it's like perfect conditionings.
Yeah. Well, that's why I said specifically a rowboat. Because I've rowed in a rowboat. It's not that easy, and it's not that quick or like.
Yeah.
I get beat in a proper, like, a boat that's properly designed for it. But when it's like 4 of you drunkenly trying to be like, row.
We're not drunk yet.
Well, I was. So
I mean, it's saying most rowing boats can be rowed at 3 to 4 knots. Meaning about 4 knots is about 2 kilometers per hour. So yeah.
So about 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah, it's like 20 minutes.
I expected it to be a lot faster.
Yeah, see, I can imagine going quick in a boat like that, Albie. This is also why I mentioned about the canoe as well, because it would have been a bit quicker. But anyway, yeah, that's the kind of boat that I can imagine you're going quick for rowing. Whereas the boat I'm on about, you know, there's 6 of there's 4 of you, I mean, you know, sat side by side in a big old, you know, row.
I mean, the thing I looked at, it was basically a dinghy. So,
but yeah, so it doesn't, relatively, for how long you've got in a day, doesn't take you that long to row your asses across. Some of you, more than others, will be far more tired, I should imagine. But you get across to the other side, and what would you like to do?
Okay, as we get across, and I'm feeling my back is broken carrying the team here, apparently.
Hey, cool. Cooney's a bloody fire warrior, buddy.
Yeah, not built for melee combat though, are you? I imagine that would have a bit of a. You don't do weights day, you know. You're more agile, quick, get with a gun. Your pecs are probably hurting, or your well.
She's also tough. She's not strong, but she's tough. It's different. She has conditioning strength, not lifting strength and shit like that. It's different.
Yeah, like I said, you might be like going, oh fucking hell, my tit aches.
She's still a soldier, man.
Little bit of a tangent, but Albie's going to row 32 kilometers in Venice someday, apparently.
I saw that. That's quite impressive.
Nice.
Quite impressive.
God damn. I didn't think Venice was 32 kilometers long.
Yeah, you use the canals. Canals of Venice. Canals. Yeah.
I mean,
so you make it onto the other side. You're a bit worn out, a bit beaten, a bit. It takes you a couple of moments to catch your breath. What would you like to do then?
As we get out and pull the boat onto the shore, I'm gonna sit there and I'll use part of my spear, just kind of like prop myself up and okay. Take a look around. I'll just take a general awareness test for now. Fuck it, we ball. I'm shouting. As I'm kind of like gonna yell at the other ones. Probably Cooney, because Cooney, you seem to need it more. So okay, so take a look around. I'm looking around to myself. So Cooney, you get a +10.
Awareness, okay.
Yes.
Again, Cooney, your tit just hurt. You're just like,
I don't know.
You go
it's
to
my
lift,
fucking dice.
You go to lift your binoculars to your eyes. You're just like, oh mother, oh.
I rolled like 495s today, man. I don't know what to do.
So there's Heinrich gets out, stretches, and does his bits and pieces to kind of relax his back a little bit. Big fucking pats Cooney on the shoulder. Cooney, not prepared for melee combat, immediately falls over. Fucking assumes the turtle position.
Look, the worst part is, I'm technically good at awareness. I have a 52 at trained.
Yes, only 95s.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Not my fault that Lady Luck hates me today, apparently.
You have not made your sacrifices to Nuffle. I would give Cray a +10 as well, but I don't think I can immediately.
Not in the same skill roll. So this is a scene technically. So in the next scene you can, or for the next load of orders, or whatever it is.
Next event.
Event. There you go.
Okay.
So I mean, again, as you look up and around, you're kind of huffing and puffing, and Cooney's goes to look up with her binoculars and pulls a muscle in her tit. He's like, oh motherfucker. You're looking around the buildings. The buildings look more intact. They look like they could be explored. But now that you're here and you look along the beach, you can clearly see where artillery shells or something big was hitting the coastline. And even after all this time, you can see the divots in the beach. They're not, at this point, you won't fall into them. But you can basically see a pattern in the sand where it looks as if, the sand is building a pattern along the coast, and it's like holes. Clearly something big enough to move an awful lot of sand and a lot of dirt. The sea wall, it's not particularly big, probably about half the size of a man. You can easily hop up onto it. There are big chunks that you can see that have been blown out of it, where the grasses and other shrubs that grow around coastal areas kind of obstructed your view from the mainland looking onto the coast. Now you can see it, and you can see that the coastline did take a pounding. but the houses have more or less come off unscathed.
Okay. I have an inkling that there's maybe something here, so I'm gonna like prepare. At least I'm gonna make sure like the power blade is ready on my wrists and stuff, and my shotgun automatic is like is in my pocket, ready to be drawn. But I'm gonna take a brief look around just to get the bearings and see what the rest of them want to. How would the rest of them would like to investigate the area a little further.
Yeah.
Okay.
So how would you like to proceed? We'll plop you down. Yeah, let's plop you down there.
Yeah.
So yeah, how would you like to proceed? Do you want to? Yeah.
Ah, yes, there's three of us. Yes, there is indeed three in the party.
I mean, I guess we go to the first building that looks intact.
Let's like go around like clockwise around the island, because like I think you said like the entire perimeter of the island is all covered in housing and stuff.
Yes.
So can we look past the housing now to see what's actually in the center of it all?
So it's essentially it's a mountainous, quote unquote, or a hilly island, and the houses have just been built up along the hill. Now, when you turn around, there is a beautiful view, with the oceans and the coastline on the other side, and there's a nice gentle breeze that comes along. So you could definitely see this Heinrich as like a bustling. Again, you're a rogue trader. You're not exactly known for going around shithole little villages, but you could see that this was a thriving fishing community. Like you can see that there's on the island, they actually have concrete, like where the sea wall is, they've also got a concrete pier that juts out that would be used for for all the fishing, unloading of goods and so on and so forth. There's also old wooden piers that jut out. You can see that the posts, some of them still stand in the ocean, where there would have been wooden piers connected to them that were floating, where boats could dock to and unload their catch of the day, so on and so forth. Most of that's all gone now, except from the concrete parts, but and the odd post here and there. But the houses, as you turn round, all the ones on the front, you can see now as well more bullet holes, like in the masonry of the building. But again, they're all intact, and they do look as if they're pretty much all intact further in and around the island. But you can also see signs of, again, combat damage. Like some walls you can see have been blackened, which looks as if like a Molotov or a fire had started. Yeah, you can just vaguely make out where like a line, like someone's fired a machine gun. You can see bullet holes that have pitted the masonry. You could follow their line. And again, you can see some of the black staining in very rare places that are still like visible. But as you go into the first line of houses, the ones that are on the shoreline, again, they're single story buildings. As you go in, where the roofs are still intact, there's again thick layer of dust on everything, but there are things that are still intact, mostly low-tech stuff. but things like equipment for processing fish.
Right. Okay.
You do see some what you would class as high-tech things. So if you've ever seen a program where they sell fish, the plastic tubs that they put them in and then ice them, things like that are plastic. The metal countertops are rolled steel, much like you'd see in a fishmonger's or any industrial kitchen. There is signs of technology and signs of advancement, but most of the architectural side of things is very like I want to say like Italian. It's brickwork with masonry over the top, like a render that goes over the top to make them all kind of uniformed and blend in with the coastline.
Okay.
You can find like some general, like, again, fish equipment, knives designed for gutting fish, descaling fish, little odds and ends like that. But you don't find anything else. It does look as if someone has raided these buildings before, however. You can see where furniture has been upturned and chucked into the corner, and where it almost looks in some cases as if someone tried blocking the door with a table and was using it as a barricade. But obviously the door's swung open, the table's been moved away from the door. But as you open the door, if you understand, like, you're walking in and there's a table upturned, there's stuff behind the table as if to weight it down.
An impromptu barricade. It
Yeah.
is just a...
I mean, if you get what I'm seeing, you're seeing the aftermath of something that happened quite a long time ago.
Yeah. There's still no sign of anything, like, no sign at all of any bodies, remains, anything like that. Everything's just picked clean.
Yep. There's no signs of bodies. There's like no arms, no skulls, nothing.
And I got worse the further we go out. Right. Okay. Trying to wrap my head around it, honestly. I have like an idea in my head. I'm just trying to wrap my head around, like, how do we put this out there? But
just to confirm, how late is it again?
Morning. You basically woke up. You woke up, had some breakfast, got on a boat, rowed your way over.
Okay. I mean, I said we keep going further in, I guess. Because you said that the buildings, the further inside or away in the little island, the better they look, right?
Yeah, somewhat. There were some buildings further up that looked like they had been hit by an artillery shell, like the wall and roof were damaged. But for the most part, that's a rare sight when you were looking over. Most of them did look very much intact. But for an example for you, Jim, of like, I will be a bit mean. It's nicer. But if you look at like classic images of velavelas, that at least we in the West see of these buildings that are built up a slope, up a mountain. That's kind of what you're looking at, but it's more of the Italian style where everything's, you know, a uniformed
Nice
color
put
and
up,
nice.
yeah.
You know.
Oh, I get that. We have a lot of those here too.
Okay.
There's a word of that type of build. Is it plateau building? No, not plateaus. Maybe it's plateau building.
I think so. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
You basically take a hill and you make plateaus going up the hill that you turn into buildings. But I think that is right, actually. Plateau building. Anyway. But so yes, as our group leaves the first line of buildings, there's a bit of space between the back of the building and another sea wall. You climb up onto that sea wall. In some areas there are stairs that go up, and you are standing on what looks like a road. And then there's another set of houses, like there's a pavement, a road, another pavement, a set of houses, and then there are stairs going up to the houses behind. And then the houses behind that, it looks as if a road goes round and connects them. So as you stand on the pavement, looking up at all these houses, that is where we're going to end this episode, and we will come back next week, hopefully, might be a week after, for the next episode. I know Christmas is coming soon, so there is going to be a hiatus at one point, and New Year and all of that. So, but we like to keep that in the dark here, so you can never know when we'll be on and when we won't. So I certainly hope you've enjoyed this episode and looking forward to the future episodes to come. Thank you all so much for watching. Take care, everyone, and as always, bye-bye for now.
Bye.
See ya.
Oh.